Let's get stuck into today's topic, shall we? It's been a busy old year for the royal family as King Charles III embraced his first year of reign. Yesterday, King Charles addressed the nation in his speech, which many surprised it was in fact pre-recorded. He looked so natural and comfortable. And tonight, a special documentary looking back at the King's coronation earlier this year takes place with this insightful comment from the Queen's sister.
They are an extraordinary team, and I think it's whether they've sort of had to fight to get there or whether it's just because they've been through a lot together, and it's made them have a really strong bond.
Where's your ball, Beth? There. Oh, don't leave it.
They're all busy eating grass. What are you doing?
No, she loves eating grass. I think it's her greens for the day.
They're both huge walkers, very fit, both of them.
How well exercised.
Her with her mad dogs.
The last time she was in here, she found a mice
I know she.
and the whole lot.
Yeah.
Horrible
Yeah.
little creatures.
Exactly.
Reappeared a bit later.
She is his rock.
Now, joining me to give us an update on the royals this Christmas is the royal biographer, Angela Levin. Angela, thank you very much for your time.
No.
Of course, Angela, you quite literally wrote the book on Camilla. I mean, it was called From Outcast to Queen Consort. Now, I'm wondering, do you think actually Camilla has been fully accepted now? It's an accepted viewpoint that she is indeed Queen?
I think there's a very tiny number of people who feel religiously that she shouldn't have married him, and another tiny number of people who adore Diana still and can't, move on from her death. And so I think other than that, she's very popular. And the one who I'm most pleased is Princess Anne, because Princess Anne disapproved with her hugely. Like Her Majesty the Queen, she wouldn't go to any party or any event where Camilla was. She just didn't have anything to say for her. But over time, she's seen how helpful and positive she has been, and how Prince Charles, now King Charles, became happier and more confident and less cross with things. And she says, actually, it's made the king... the difference it's made the king is absolutely outstanding. That she didn't really know how to be a queen. She never really wanted to be a queen, but it's a pure love story, and that she now is there standing by her, watching her do what she said she would do, which was be like the Duke of Edinburgh and stand there and be his sort of strong body, that she can make him laugh, calm him down, and do things together.
Yeah, I mean, Angela, I must say, I was massively impressed by the footage that we've been airing throughout our news bulletins of the blind girl who starred in The King's Message, where the Queen is pouring her very first cup of tea. She tried tea for the first time, and it was just a really touching moment. And Camilla does have that personability with people, doesn't she? She's actually, dare I say, a human.
Very good. Yes, it's very interesting, because one of her favourite things to do is to have several children and their families around them who are very unlikely to live for the next year. And she makes an amazing tea, but she does it. She serves it. She picks up mess from the floor. She's just, as you say, a person. But this little girl who is blind, she was in the choir, and we saw King Charles doing his speech that he said about, so many different people's images and what they should do from all around the world. And he had this primary school with all sorts of different children from different countries. And this little girl was in it. And that's how they discovered that she was blind. So that's why they took her home and made her have a lovely time. It's incredibly
so
moving.
Yes.
And Camilla does a lot behind the scenes. I was told many, many things, that she helps people who are damaged mentally or physically. And she doesn't make a fuss about it. It's not a big, here I am doing great, wonderful things. She does it because she really, really cares about people. It's natural. And
Angela,
old people too, not just
yeah.
children, anyone.
Yeah, and that's what Christmas is all about. I agree with you. It was really, really incredibly touching and lovely to see. Angela, I must ask you about Fergie, of course, the Duchess of
Yes.
York, back in the fold after 30 years. What's going on
Yes.
here? Because of the
Well, that's
narrative.
very interesting.
The narrative, Angela, is that as you've mentioned him already, the late Duke of Edinburgh didn't really forgive Fergie, right, for perhaps one or two
No, he
indiscretions in the
hated her.
90s.
It's much more than not forgiving. He hated her, and she wouldn't let her anywhere near them on Christmas Day. So it's over 20 years. Any connection there. And she used to rent a little house or a few rooms on that close by, and it was upsetting for her daughters that she could never join them for Christmas. Camilla is not someone who bears a grudge. And after the Queen had passed, because she wasn't really allowed to have her along, although she did like her, they did get quite friendly. But as the Duke of Edinburgh didn't like her, then there was no way she was going to come and visit the Queen. And last year she went for the lunch. I don't know whether it was a trial run, but she went for the lunch and it was obviously all right. And this year she was invited to the church along with her husband, Prince Andrew, which actually surprised me. I thought they might keep him away. But she's delighted. Her children love her. She's been a very good mother to them. And I think after she's had her cancer operation, that Camilla just absolutely didn't want to keep her out of anything. And so she came along and, she was smiling and happy and chatting to everyone. Nobody of the royal family turned their back on her or anything. So it was a real warmth. And you get the feeling that also for lunch yesterday, it was Camilla's family, her children, her grandchildren, her sister. It's much less formal than how the Queen had it. You don't have to change your clothes for women 7 times during the day because each thing the Queen wanted something. And it's much more of a family now, I think, very much more.
Yes, absolutely, because as you've documented time and again, Angela, especially on this channel, that actually the ruptures within the royal family itself have been evident for all to see and aired publicly, dirty laundry aired like you wouldn't believe. But actually it seems that perhaps with this documentary coming out and then, of course, the royal family actually getting together and the working royals being shown in the King's speech, it does seem like they're coming together whilst the Californian dream is falling apart.
Well, it's very interesting, isn't it? I think it's an attitude whereby you feel you have to move on. You try your best. There's no doubt they've tried their best with Harry and Meghan. That's obviously who you mean. But you can only go so far. And if there's no sense of compromise or behaving kindly, then you must move on. And I think it's brought everyone together. I think Zara and her children have got particularly friendly with Catherine and William's children. You saw little Mia, well, she's 9, chatting away to them and holding Louis's hand. So it's very much a close family now. And the people who feel they can't move on and won't move on, they won't let themselves move on, and they're on the lookout for everything negative that they could turn negative or understand as being negative, and to fight it and make demands that they will never sort of compromise on. But I think, I absolutely agree with you 100% that the family looks very solid now. And the welcome they got is very good. There were people there at 4 a.m. outside the church yesterday and cheering away for him. So it's obviously very different to an amazing Queen who was there for 70 years. But this is another way of doing things, and it is more modern. And it is very, you can feel something for it very much, there's more emotion there.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful.
It is. Angela, so are you. Thank you very much for your time today. Angela Levin there, the royal biographer.